Hello. Hello, everybody. Yes, I'm done. I'm done. Well, I'm just done. I'm done like done. So, got a lot together today, so that's great. Um, I got the tarot cards finished and laminated. And what else did I get done? Oh, my little September journal. And that turned out so cute. I am so impressed with that. That is so, so, so cute. And I will be making the what will I be making tomorrow? My it's like a little post-it notes, like these little post-it notes. They're going to be 4 by 4, and I think just a stack of 20. I think that's all I could fit into the envelope. So these little notes that you could just write, and then you could just um s- they're not, I don't think they're going to have the adhesive glue on them. Anyways, we'll see. I'm working out the details on that and doing those. um we'll be working on stickers and stuff tomorrow. And yeah, yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a long day. A lot of filming today. Been doing a little bit of c mod podging of, stuff. So that's really cool. Hi, Shar. And it's, yeah, yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired. Took the little dog out for, WALK, but, yeah, she's done for the day. And I was going to do some more work over at my table, but had somebody take over my chair. Yes, I did. So I decided she could just stay there on the chair for a while. So, yeah, so I'm hoping everybody's having a great evening. It's Thursday. I can't believe it's Thursday. Uh it's, I guess, cuz Monday was a holiday. So, for the week it's a short week, a short work week for a lot of people. But today was really cool today here in Calgary. It was quite, my daughter said it was cold. So I think it was like 21 degrees. So yeah, it was nice. It was nice. I could wear a nice light jacket going outside when I went with the dog. So that was okay. Enjoyed that. So what is going on? I was going to do the astrology earlier today, but I put out a few videos, and I also put out for 10 one card, $10. Tells you it's been a long day. My brain, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. My brain is going. And that's for sure. But I just felt like the astrology isn't, again, it's not asking us to wait for certainty. It's asking us to initiate. And I feel like that initiation is really important because this could be where you have to initiate something that you didn't want to initiate, or do something you weren't planning on doing, right? So this could be something else in your life. And 21 is great. 21 is great weather. Yeah, to me it's still, if I lived in Scotland, maybe 21 is still, I prefer, give me anything between 27, 30 degrees. Somewhere around there would be okay. Anything over 30, I think, is way too, it's getting too hot unless I'm by a beach. If I'm by a beach, I'm fine. I'm fine. So, but it's not sweater weather. That's what it's not. It's not sweater weather. So we're not doing no sweater weather yet. Let's enjoy this summer. Let's enjoy this summer. I figured out today, before I go on about initiating things. Initiating, yes. I'm not a gardener. I like the idea to think that I'm a gardener, but I am not a gardener. My poor tomato plants. I mean, they're okay. I put them in bigger pots. I just, it's just I love the idea of the garden. Like, I have visions of beautiful gardens, but then I need people to do those gardens. I need volunteers. That's what I need. I need volunteers to come and do a garden for me and maintain it. That's what I need. I mean, I love oh, man, Andrea from the farm. I have a lot of friends who are named Andrea, so anyways, so they all have sort of nickname Andrea from the farm. My Andrea from the farm, love her to death. Man, she's got a green thumb. She has a beautiful greenhouse. She grows things. She pickles. She just did her pickles. She was pickling her pickles. That's what she was doing. Um I think she did some salsa and some other fabulous she did jams. That's what she was doing, jams. She was doing jams the other day. Absolutely, I love it. I love to see that. That's not me. I have surrendered to the fact that I am not a pickler, jammer, gardener. That's just not my forte. I will make breakfast, basic breakfast, unless I'm in a holiday kind of mood. Um, Dinners would probably be for everyday dinners. That's what my husband's great at. He is so fabulous at making dinners. He's so fabulous at making meals. This is why his recipe card is um in my snail mail. It's because he's just good at cooking. Like that's one of the things I first met him and he came over he was over at the house and he goes, "Well, do you have what are we going to have for dinner tonight?" I'm like, "I don't know. Let's go, let's go out or let's figure out some well, mac and cheese for all I care or peanut butter and jam." Probably why I was so skinny back in the day. And he opens up the freezer. "Oh, you have chicken in here. You have this in here." And he just, threw it all together and made a meal. That's what I love about him. He's just great at doing things like that. But every once in a while, he has to get out and I have to treat him, which he definitely deserves. And I think next weekend we might go out for dinner or something like that. We'll see. We'll see how things progress or how things turn out for us to do that. But on that note, what am I good at? I'm good at being a psychic. I'm good at reading the stars. I'm really great at crafting things and putting things together. He was watching me today do stuff, right? And he goes, "Well, what do you have to do?" And I said, "Well, this all has to get folded. It has to be folded a certain way, and then I have to trim it and cut it so it's this size." And he looked at me. He goes, "That's too much work." And he walked away. And I'm just like, "Well, that's how I feel like when I'm in the kitchen. That's just too much work." Right? So, and then he goes, "Well, what are you doing now?" I said, "Well, I have to laminate these, right?" And he goes, What do you mean?" I said, "Well, because I don't have a thermal laminator. I'm laminating everything by hand right now." So, which was a new discovery for me that you can hand laminate. Anyways, so I'm doing that. And he's like, "Oh, now what are you gonna do?" And I said, "Well, I have to cut out all the cards now after I laminate it, because I laminate the big sheets and there's, 4 on each sheet, and then I have to cut out each one." And he's like, "Oh, that's a lot of work. How long is that's gonna take you forever?" I'm like, "No, not really. It's just getting it done and doing it." And actually, I kind of enjoy hand laminating because if you have you've ever silk screened before and doing the silk screening, I love silk screening. Silk screening's a lot of fun. See, that's my thing. Doing things that are crafty and innovative and fun those are the kinds of things I love to do. So so we make a good balance. So going back to the astrology about initiating, things will happen in our lives that may need initiation, may need that you have to push something out. You have to push the boundaries out in some way. And the thing is that you may not want to do that because you're comfortable where you are and you don't want to cause waves, because causing waves can be eh, you know, it could be dramatic. It could be, you're causing waves. But sometimes in initiating, in even protecting oneself and protecting in what one does, you have to push those waves. You have to allow yourself to get wet and allow the wave to wash up on you, and in doing that, you're creating something. You're creating a new road. You're creating a vibration of uplifting yourself, right? And with today's society, I'm just thinking like everything that's on the news, right? And just like it is it there's so much that's going on out there, news-wise in the world. I mean, between the politics and the people unaliving or being unalived or whatever, um, unaliving, and to other ones who are doing it to themselves. And just it's just bonkers. It's just so bonkers right now. And I feel like when I look at what's going on and the astrology and the heart of what's going on, it's about organizing into a cleaner flow, right? Organizing something into um not so much, yes, can be sort of a feel good, but organizing into um I got to do an analogy. That's the only way I can do it. In France, in France, in southern France, there is an area where everybody's backyard goes in up to this little canal, and this canal was built in, I think, in the 15th century, so in the Middle Ages. And this in the town, what happens is that they clean the canal out every single year. Well, sometimes twice a year. It's depending how bad it gets. And from that canal, water is what everybody waters their lawn or their vegetables with, and everything else like that. So everybody has to get together. They have a group that gets together early in the morning and to clean out the canal, to clean this out, to cut the weeds off the side, any invasive weeds that are getting into the canal, because there are like frogs and crustaceans and fish and other little things that live in the canal as well. But in order for it to stay flowing and for order for it to stay clean, they have to do this at least twice a year in keeping it going. And the water comes into everybody has a well in their backyard to and then their well fills up, right? And then they can use that water out of the well. It's not for drinking, but it's just for their gardening. So even in the drought weather. So um in France they've had really hot weather lately. Above average temperatures, and a lot of them have been able to keep their gardens going and keep their gardens so that they don't dry out. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, you have to keep things maintained, you have to keep things flowing. And in order to keep things flowing, sometimes you have to stop whatever's flowing, stop whatever's going on, and clean the crap out, right? That's why I say, when the wave washes upon you, it's going to be clearing things away. It's going to be clearing a pathway for you in order to go forward. Now, a lot with this energy that's coming in with the astrology, people don't want that. It's like, I don't want to get wet. I don't want that wave on me. you know, but you have to get the wave. You have to get wet. You have to have it in order for you to have the water, for you to have that substance, in order for you to create more of the goodness of what you are needing to create. And sometimes it's quite a process of doing it. Some people are going to have a heavier process than other people. And sometimes there might be a waiting period for you to be able to do things or to, whoops, kick over Instagram, um, in order to do things, right? So you might have to have some kind of waiting period. And with Mercury just come will be coming out of shadow, you're going to find a lot of clearing that's coming out. Even though Chiron is retrograde in Taurus, but I feel like there's still, it's getting us to look more at what our values are, more at what we appreciate in our lives and more of what we, you know, putting importance, what is the important things in your life. Hence, putting up and saying, "Okay, I'm not gonna put up with this anymore. So I'm gonna give me the wave." I mean, the last 8 weeks have felt very much like moving through wet cement. And especially with Mercury retrograde in Cancer, and even though so much changed in the astrology, emotionally it felt like, at least this is what I felt, and what I've other people have told me that they felt like nothing was really moving, and we've been processing, questioning, revisiting, trying to understand everything. And as I say, as Mercury's leaving its shadow and preparing to enter Leo, that changes everything. This week's energy is no longer about reflection, right? It's about action. It's about the action you're going to take and how you are going to move through with taking this action. And it's very important for you to understand that you have to do it. And it's you can't you got to stop waiting. And many people have been feeling overwhelmed, they've been feeling frustrated, they've been feeling stuck, wondering why life isn't moving, and maybe life isn't waiting, right? Maybe we are. And everything we need to make your decisions is already in front of you. There's a few things in the last couple days. Write if I didn't write the emails, if I didn't go out and say, "Hey, I'm getting very frustrated with this situation. I need it resolved." Bang, I got an appointment the next day. Can you come in tomorrow at 11:30? Bang, I got it. I was there. I got everything done. Sometimes that's what you have to do, in order to get it done. Same with what just happened with using Square. Now I still have Square up there to for people if they want to subscribe. I also have another one called Post House for people to subscribe to. Either way, they could do either one, doesn't matter. But with Square, the frustration was that some people subscribed, but they didn't fully put in all the information. And for me, it was a process that I had to go through. The ones that didn't put in all the information, and send them an email and send them an invoice if they still wanted to subscribe to Letters from Mama G. It was a process. Did I like doing that? Not really, because I feel like I feel like I'm intimidating, or I'm encroaching on you. It's just how I feel, right? That's my Cancer energy. It's like, "Oh, I don't wanna hurt your feelings. Ooh, I wanna make sure everything's fine with you. I don't wanna offend you," kinda thing. But it's something that had to be done in order for me to see who wanted to continue on, and the people, many of them that I contacted, were like, "Yeah, please, yes, keep me. I didn't realize I had to do that." So, it was it was a great thing for me because I reached out. I asked. And that's the whole thing, because it did make me feel overwhelmed and frustrated and stuck, right? So everything you need to make your decision is already in front of you. The facts are, it's there, and the opportunity's there, and now comes the initiation, and coming together with the initiation. And I feel like it's that symbol of things coming together. So the emotion, so the two of cups, right? It's about meeting something new with openness. And whether it's a relationship, a business, a new version of yourself, opportunities. It requires both sides to come and show up. You can't toast to a new life while standing on the sidelines. And if you want something new, if you want to get things done, you got to do it, right? You got to get out there and initiate and say, "Here I am," right? Here, this is what I'm doing. If you're not, you might feel like that's exactly, you might feel, ugh. And with Mercury entering into Leo, this is a shift in mindset. It goes from what if, which is very much like, what if this happens? What if that happens? To let's find out. Let's get going. Leo doesn't overthink every possibility. Leo creates, Leo plays, Leo takes chances. The invitation this week is to reconnect with the fearless inner child, right? As a kid, when you were out there, or even as I love it. I love my because he's seeing things. He's like, "Ooh, Christmas is gonna," like he's already talking about Christmas. We're we're in August, but that's okay. But he's like, "Ooh, can I get this? Oh, can I get that? Maybe we could save up for this, or maybe we could save up for that." Like he's already planning these things. That's what I love about kids. It's just like they're not thinking about the price tag. They're not thinking about the what ifs. They're putting out the energy. They're putting out like, "Ooh, this would be great to have." It's the invitation this week is to reconnect with that fearless inner child who wasn't afraid to try something simply because it looked exciting. They just did it, you know? And it's like going out on your bike. Okay, this is going to date me. I know it is. You're going out on your bike and you're riding your bike, and it's like, I don't know if anybody had those little things that, tassels, right? Or, you put them on, and the faster you went, they flew in the wind. Having that kind of thing, wearing your cape, going out, wasn't it cool to go outside and just wear your cape? I mean, I had a cape when I was a kid. It was just that idea, "Look at me." And you weren't worried about what somebody else was thinking, you weren't worried about what somebody else was, going to do. You just went out and you did it. And that's where the energy is. And there's just so much out there right now and so much manipulation that is happening out there in the world right now that is trying to get people to do or be or say or act in a way that would be more in alignment for them. And it's unfortunate that there are powers out there that are extremely strong that get people to abide by this or fall into it or control them in some way. And it's very disheartening when you see it or it ends up being somehow on social media. I it's really a sad thing to see. And this is where, in order for us to move forward, in order for us to in our creating, it's allowing ourselves to stand into that fearlessness. And Venus is going to be returning home to Libra. And this begins an entirely new chapter around relationships, not romantic ones, but romantic ones too, but relationships with yourself, your creativity, your work, your friendship, your community. And the questions become, right? Does this relationship allow me to be um, fully myself? If the answer is no, that's valuable information. So we got to roll the dice. We just got to get out there and do it. But when I keep stressing something, when I keep telling you about something, if you don't know by now, right? If you don't know by now in what I do, um, it's time that sorry, somebody keeps texting me. It's distracting. If you're not sorry, I got to get my thoughts back. If you to know me that if this is what I'm doing, right? I if I'm telling you something, I'm not just telling you because it sounds good or it's trendy. I'm telling you because I can see it through the astrology. I can feel it within inside myself. And I know this alchemy isn't about perfection, right? There's such a love is the real alchemy that's coming in. With every planet seeks connection differently, and every planet is looking for a connection. And that's what I feel like a lot of this alchemy is coming in. It's about getting us and to get out there and get the connection and find the people and find the places where we need to be. And sometimes you might bump into somebody and you think it's them or you think that's the situation and you're like, no, it's not. So you move on. That's fine. That's you at least you tried. Right? Waiting until you have every answer isn't wisdom. It's often fear disguised as a preparation, or sometimes the greatest opportunities only reveal themselves after you move. And that's what I'm finding, in doing stepping into the letters from Mama G. And even as I said on one of my earlier videos today, that going by Mama G instead of going by the Guru Mama and changing that. And I will be changed. You'll be seeing a lot being changed there if I can. I can't do it on I don't know. I was having a hard time changing it on Facebook. But changing my I don't know. The Guru Mama is the Guru Mama. She's still like that's still part of me. But I think it's going down to being Mama G. A lot of people just call me Mama. Um Mama G's been a part of the um I guess the acronym of the Guru Mama. And I just feel it's just a little bit more in alignment with who I am and where I'm going. And then just using my name, Mary June. That's, it's heading in, it just, that vibration, right? And if you go into the numerology and numbers, which I haven't, but it just changes the vibration, changes the energy flow of where you want to go. Letters from Mama G is just like that energy flow. It just flows a lot better. They're beautiful little spiritual letters that come to you in your mail with recipes and a little bit of journaling and a tarot card that and it's I make them and, and a little letter and a little bit about astrology. So I feel like this is a time where people are looking at, "Oh, you know what? I really like that," or "I really like that, that way I like to be." It's, or dressing. This is the way I like to dress. I really prefer dressing like this than like that. Changing that up. Might be changing your hairstyle, right? And it's like all of a sudden, it's like, "No, I don't want to have gray hair." Okay, cool. Don't have gray hair. Color it. Do something else with it. I know this is I think I got in a couple weeks this is getting cut. All of this is getting cut. This is going because yeah, it's just too much. It's too much for me. And so changing things up and that's where things are going. And I hope you find in your own life of, okay, you know what? I tried this and it worked, or I tried this and it really worked. And I really, okay, what ingredients was I missing in order for it to um, really pop, right? Because it could be like, I love thrifting, right? But I'm not one to be a reseller for thrifting. Like, I love to thrift. There's certain things I will be thrifting for certain um ideas that I have, but to thrift to be the reseller, no, it just that gives me a little bit of a panic attack. I love to get out there and find cool items, right? I love that. I love finding cool items and good bargains and clothes and stuff like that. But to become the reseller when it comes to thrifting, No, like, I've tried it, and it didn't feel like I thought about opening up a thrift store, and their thrift store came up, and it was for sale, and I thought, "Ooh, maybe," although I don't have the credit or the financing, but who knew? Like, maybe I could do it. Maybe I could find somebody who'd want to go in and do that with me. But when I sat with it, I'm like, "Do I really wanna do that?" That's really like retail. Do I wanna have a brick and mortar store? Do I wanna be there every day? Is this what I wanna do? I don't mind sorting through thrift stuff. Trust me, I cleaned out storage units and stuff for a guy in Penticton. I loved it. I just the things you find, but it just wasn't it just didn't feel right. If it doesn't feel right, if that's not your alignment, right? Then you gotta change it, right? She's like, "I feel super duper whatever. Can you help me, please?" I don't know, it's another weirdo on here, I guess. Remove. Remove. We don't need that. We don't need nastiness on here, right? So, this is where we're coming in, and we're getting ourselves to create something new and different in our lives, and I think that's very important for us in order for us to, move forward and move forward in a positive way in our world, and in our lives, really, because things are just going to get crazier and they're just going to get weirder and more obscure and fucked up. Excuse my language, but I've been really trying because of wanting to change my algorithm on YouTube and get more subscribers, trying not to swear. It's kinda hard sometimes. But this is where this is where we're going, and this is what we have to do. So, love yourself, love your purpose, love your people. I love you all, and love your life. The world may feel stranger than ever, but perhaps that's exactly why authentic connections matter more than ever now, right? And the takeaway I feel that's coming is what excites you? What have you been putting off? And what conversations need to happen? What dreams deserves one small step today. And don't wait for the clarity and don't wait, just don't wait for I'm going to say not so much the certainty, the certainty. Take the chance, initiate. Raise your cup for to a new reality and see what happens. That's where we're at right now, baby. So I'm going to send you guys out so much love, right? So I have the readings, $10, one card if you want it. Okay. Get a hold of me, DM me. You can e-transfer me $10 and I do a little video and I send it to you to your email. And if you want to subscribe, it's 12 bucks a month to Letters from Mama G. Definitely. That's a snail mail. You get a letter in the mail, right? You get a letter in the mail. That's what I'm doing. And I feel that's just something tangible. You got to use two hands to open it up. You got to take two hands, get a cup of tea, sit down, read it, have a connection. So blessings, everybody. We'll talk to you all soon. Bye bye.